what intrigued you about him, his skill set?
You know, I've watched him. First time I saw him was he was playing for Muskegon in the USHL, probably 2011, and he was noticeable then. I mean, that's why I remember him. But it's, that's been a long time. I've kind of followed his career a little bit, but I'm gonna observe like everybody else at this point, much like we did in training camp, and try to learn more about him as we go along. So it's just getting him integrated, and it'll be read and react for us in that process.
Is it a possibility for tomorrow? It'll be the weekend.
Yeah, no, he won't go in tomorrow. We're healthy. We have 6 healthy, and those guys have earned it, deserve it. So we'll stick with those guys.
What do you make of a guy like that who, has a father who had a long career and has a pedigree and won a cup? I mean, how much does that impact guys as they go through their life and their own career?
Yeah, I mean, I've had lots of former NHLers' sons as players over the years, and it does. There is an advantage, especially early. They've been around rinks and they've been around pro hockey and NHL hockey, so there's a different maybe level of confidence or comfort in that. But at the end of the day, you're either good enough or you're not, and he's obviously proven that he's good enough to compete for jobs at this level, and I'm excited to see him as he evolves here with us.
We've all seen the way the teams play for 2 games. Is it just a situation where Hayden's just going to have to wait his turn? Just
Yeah.
because of the way everybody's played so far?
Yeah, it is. It's a good thing, I guess. I'd hope to get everybody in the mix through the first couple games, and after the first game, it was too tough to take anybody out of the lineup. We had the 2 injuries. We replaced them with guys that were healthy. Will Butcher and R2. And then just haven't been able to get Hayden in because the other guys don't warrant coming out, and I guess it's a good problem, but it is frustrating for me as a coach because as I've mentioned in this room, believe in all these guys. They all compete very well, and so it's all we want to see.
Remember early in camp you singled out Rasmus Asplund as an example of playing with purpose, aggressively. How consistent has that been from him?
Yeah, to me, he's an amazing athlete. I mean, he's relentless. He is. There's so many little details he does, and it all starts with being ultra competitive. He internalizes things fast with us. That he adds things to his game. It seems day by day, game by game. There's something he takes out of that game and he adds to his arsenal. But he's a slippery, sneaky guy. And he competes very well, and by virtue of those, he's a real good leader for us.
Is he a true definition of a 2-way forward, a guy where you don't have to worry about him in either zone?
Yep, I do not worry about him at all in either zone. He has a great sense of objective all around the ice, and he competes, like I said. So he's got that package of he gives the coach a break in that area.
Are you finding the rhythm and flow that you were hoping for at 5-on-5 offensively, and might it just be a matter of time before they start scoring a little bit more at 5-on-5?
Yeah, I mean, again, we've had a couple games. It was nice to start at home. It was really nice to start at home and feel the energy in the building and get into a rhythm. We haven't done anything on the road, and that's a different animal altogether. Where it might be harder to find that rhythm, harder to get into sync. But that's part of the process of the evolution of getting better as a group. So I'm really happy with what they did in the first 2 games, but it was the first 2 games. So, the league gets better every game, especially through the first 15 and 20. Coaches around the league and teams around the league, they haven't been able to implement, the structure they want and they're going to have. And that's going to be more of a challenge to us as we go along.
It's fun for us to see new teams again, and it's fun for the fans. How do you approach, especially early in the season, you see a team like a Vancouver, how much are you just mostly about yourself and not so much about the other team, especially this early?
Yeah, because we have so much, to grow, and I think that's for most teams. It's the beginning of a new season. You're so consumed by what you have to do, what you need to do. I would say the bulk of it is, obviously your opponent, they're damn good in this league. So there's a respect factor. You comb through film to see, maybe areas you could be potentially vulnerable against, the strengths of your opponent. But we're not to our game, and nobody in the league is yet. So the focus is really driven toward that.
Will you go back to Anderson tomorrow?
Yeah, in all likelihood, yes. Yeah, I haven't got a post-practice report, Paul. Otherwise, I'd tell you. But that would be the way we're leaning and planning.
Thank you.